Gentleman from Appleton, Wisconsin, Mr. Ribble.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Director Lew, for being here today. Just reading out of your testimony on page 5, you say, now that the country is back from the brink of potential economic collapse, I would dare say that there's about 10 million Americans who wouldn't agree with that because they don't have a job today. Our goal is to win the future. But we cannot do so if we are saddled with increasingly growing deficits. Do you believe that statement, or was it just put in there as hyperbole?
No, I believe it. I think that we were in a state of free fall in the economy. We're not content with unemployment where it is now or growth where it is now, but we've gone from negative growth and losing jobs to positive growth and creating jobs. And I believe that if we don't deal with the deficit, it's going to become a real threat to our economy.
Right. So we cannot win the future if we're saddled with increasingly growing deficits. That's a statement that you agree?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
Well, then
I wrote it, and I agree with it.
Then why?
It's a good thing.
Why would the President project a budget that, for the last 5 years, whose deficits are 890 billion, 891 billion, 960 billion, 1.05 trillion, and 1.16 trillion, all growing deficits?
I think if you look at these last few years, there have been extraordinary things going on because of the recession. We've had a collapse in terms of revenues because of lower economic activity. We've had increased expenditures, some of them automatic stabilizers, some of them actions Congress and we took together to get the economy moving again. And we've said that we're now at a pivot point. We cannot accept that as business as usual. It was necessary during the recession. We had to get out of this recession. If we were seeing negative growth right now and rising unemployment, that would be a terrible thing. So I think we are very proud of the work we did. We inherited an economy that was not in good shape. We've gotten it on the path towards being in much better shape. The job's not done. And we're now looking to the future, and that's why we put together a budget that we think invests in the future.
Yeah, but the first 5 years, you project decreasing deficits, and the last 5 years, you project increasing deficits, which will prevent us from winning the future.
I think the deficit as a percentage of the economy stays in that 3% range in the entire period of this budget. And that is what we need to do to be able to pay our bills and not to put our current expenses on the credit card. We're going to have to do a lot more to pay down the debt. We are. And we're not pretending that we can do that all at once. We need to do that together. But we've got to get started.
Yeah. On page 7, you use the it'd be short-sighted to cut spending across the and shortchange critical areas for growth and competitiveness, such as education, innovation, and infrastructure, or carelessly slash programs that protect the most vulnerable. It's a little incendiary to think that those are the only two choices, but maybe it wasn't written with that intent. I will tell you that what I believe is careless. When all the adults in this room leave, cameras are gone and the television announcers go home, I believe there's going to be a 5-year-old sitting here with the bill. I think that's careless. Thank you, sir.